Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they are disgusting.
In our country, we will have our morals. We will protect our children. And we are making this law. We are making this law for ourselves. We are making this law for our children. We are making this law for the children of our children.
House will not shy to restrict any right to the extent of the House recognizes, protects, and safeguards the sovereignty of this country, the morals of this country, the cultures, and will always legislate for our people.
Listen to them talk, and the reasoning why they feel like this is necessary is for their kids. And I'm like, why would they think that? Well, maybe they're paying attention to what's going on here in the United States, right? Maybe they're watching and seeing how these woke activists are framing teachers being able to talk to kids about sex as an LGBTQ right. They're framing kids being able to physically and chemically castrate themselves as an LGBTQ right. They're framing kids being exposed to drag shows and male strippers as an LGBTQ right. Maybe they're looking at all that stuff and they're saying, if this is what LGBTQ rights are, then maybe we just need to ban it, right? Because this is where it leads to. Now, again, I've tried to help the LGBTQ community on this issue, right? Well, I say, look, y'all might not want to frame all this stuff as a right, okay? Because it's not a right, first and foremost. You don't want to frame it as a right because when you start doing that, then people going to be like, all right, well, you know what? Maybe we should just not have any of this stuff, right? If this is what y'all define as a right, okay? And, you know, we're talking about kids, you know, getting surgeries, okay? If that's a right, if that's what y'all fighting for, if that's what it means, okay, to accept this, maybe, you know what, maybe we shouldn't be on board with this. So again, if people want to get mad and upset at Uganda for doing this, maybe they should point the finger at what's going on over here and say, hey, maybe we're showing them that this is where this leads to, right? Getting on board with this leads to this. You're going to fall off a cliff, and this is the type of society we're going to have.
What sort of people are they? What they do is terrible, disgusting. But I was ready to ignore that if there was proof that that's how he's born, abnormal. But now the proof is not there.
On Sunday, US President Barack Obama publicly warned President Museveni over the plan to enact a bill that would sentence gay people to life imprisonment, warning that such discrimination could harm his relationship with the United States. President Museveni has responded by saying he will not allow anyone to lecture Uganda on issues like homosexuality.
Everybody's lecturing us. You should do this, you should do that, you should do that. But this is my house. I know how to run my house.
Under the proposed legislation, those convicted of homosexual acts in the East African country could face life imprisonment. The law would also make it a crime not to report gay people. Uganda's economy is largely financed by donor aid. Canada and Norway have also threatened to cut ties with Uganda over the proposed law on homosexuality. About 95% of Ugandans are in support of the tough legislation.
Homosexuality is not good in Uganda here because for us, we follow God's orders, whereby God told us to produce and increase his people in the world. So if we do homosexuality, we can't increase more people, we can't create people.
For us as Africans, we don't believe in homosexuality, and I think as an African, he should take his stand and take what the people in Africa stand for, which is non-homosexuality.
A month ago, President Museveni refused to approve the controversial bill after it had been passed by Parliament, but he recently bowed down to public pressure, promising to sign the anti-gay bill into law. Michael Baleke, CCTV, Kampala, Uganda.
The Zambian leader was unequivocal about his stand on the issue when he spoke to us.
We are saying no to homosexuality. Why should you say we're going to be civilized if we only allow it? Are you saying we are very primitive now because we are frowning upon homosexuality? Even animals don't do it. Why should we be forced to do it because we want to be seen to be smart, to be seen to be civilized and advanced and so on?
The row blew up after 2 men, seen here with their lawyer, were jailed for 15 years for taking part in what's known in the country as a crime against the order of nature, the legal term in Zambia for gay sex. The US is a big aid donor to Zambia, but the Zambian president said no amount of money could make him change his mind on homosexuality.
A retraction or apology would do, but I don't know, to be honest with you, how far this matter will go. Because already you're tying it to aid. If that is how you're going to bring your aids, then I'm afraid the Western can leave us alone in our poverty, and we will continue scrounging and struggling and see how we can get going.
While making amendments to the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association Charter that emphasizes democracy, good governance, peace, security and human rights, the UK delegation requested that homosexuality be included as a human right. The request was vehemently rejected, mostly by African countries that insisted that homosexuality is a crime that should not be accepted. MPs from Cameroon told the conference that a law criminalizing the vice has already been passed in their country.
It is a crime punishable under our laws, and we intend to keep it as that for long.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure. What kind of country we're going to be? 4 more years of George, he's going to find our... Thank you.